Good morning. Liz here, gonna try to crank out some magnets today. Clover magnets. Here's one. This is in my clear green. And then I have one in my shimmering moss. So that is, I don't think you can see it very well. That's what I'm working on today. So far I've made one magnet today and burnt my pants. So we're off to a good start. And they're of course what I call my expensive mall pants. Probably the only pants that I've bought from an actual. They were comfortable too. It's alright, pajamas, right? So I need to add some oxygen to my flame. It's kind of bushy. Get it a little hotter. And I'm just kind of flashing the glass through the flame because it's cold down here in the basement, and if I just stick it in the flame right away, it's going to crack my glass. So I made one successfully pretty quickly, and then I think I got a little cocky on the next one. And my big shears are not working, won't even open. So I was trying to use my little shears, and I cut the glass too cold, so it popped off and onto my leg. Of course it's still hot because it gets up to like 900 degrees on this torch. So I'm just trying to shape a big ball of glass on the end of my rod here. And that takes a while. So while I'm doing that, I will just talk to you. Swimming, swimming in the swimming pool. And days are hot and days are cold in the swimming pool. Breaststroke, side stroke, fancy diving too. Oh, wouldn't it be nice to have nothing else to do but swimming, swimming. Oh wait, no, I'm supposed to be silent on that part. In the swimming pool. When days are hot and days are cold in the swimming pool. Breaststroke, side stroke, fancy diving too. Oh, wouldn't it be nice to have nothing else to do but when days are hot and days are cold in the swimming pool. It's getting bigger. Speaking of days are hot and days are cold, it was 60 some degrees, and today it's 30 and snowing. It's March in West Virginia. So I'm spinning it like this because just heard something. Oh, must be the dog. I need this glass ball to stay on center, because when I flatten it, it'll be lopsided if I don't have it centered. Once it gets so hot, it's just like taffy. So if I hold it in one position too long, it'll start to droop. And if that happens, I just have to heat it up and hold it on the other side to even it out. Okay, I think I'm happy with the ball I got going here. So I'm going to heat that, get it really hot, and I'm going to flatten it out. I don't know whose magnet I'm on right now. I think really maybe Jennifer Cook. This might be Jennifer Cook's magnet that I'm making right now. Alright, I think I am ready to try to flatten this guy out on my marver. And I need to take my other marver and flatten all the way around as quickly as I can. Because as soon as it touches the surface, it cools down significantly. I don't want it to get too cold. So we're going to heat this back up. I'm going to smash them one more time, and then we're going to cut the petals. That's where I cut one off last time, one of the petals, and it landed on my leg and burned a hole in my pants. So, hoping this one goes better. Alright. Got a nice glow going. Got my tool ready. Alright. Okay. This time we are going to cut petals. Got to heat it up again. I thought about going Facebook Live, actually, but kind of glad I didn't, because that would have been funny for you to see that petal land on my leg and me to jump up screaming. Alright. I'm going to cut my first petal, first gap for a petal. I'm going to fire polish that cut. And happy with that. I'm going to spin to the other side. Heat it up for another cut. I don't like these little shears because they make my petals all wonky. Oh. You hear that crunching? That's my cold tool getting the glass too cold and continuing to try to cut through cold glass. Not a good idea. Gonna heat it up a little again. And now try. Okay. I don't know if you can see that, but I got two cuts in there. So the problem is trying to heat up one area without overheating your prior cuts, because they kind of weld back together if they get too hot. Got 3 cuts. I don't remember who asked me how long one clover took, and I said about 15 minutes if all goes well, which looks like we might be right. 9.5 minutes right now. Alright, one more petal to cut. Oh yeah, that one cut nicely. Okay. And then sometimes if my petals are a little thick, which these are, I'll take my tweezers. I have a couple different kinds of these, and flatten them out a little. But again, I can't flatten them too much because they'll join together again. And I don't want that. Like right here, it's joining. All right, I'm happy with the look of that. Got my 4 petals. So now I need to do my little heart-shaped leaves. I heat up the end. Take my metal tool and just put a little indent on each leaf. I was so happy when I gave my very first magnet to my friend Jenny Wetzel. Gave it to her daughter at school. And that was my first dollar made. Well, actually it was $5. But anyway, on anything blown glass, it was really exciting. And Jenny's daughter and her friend and Jenny, all of them made me feel like it was just the coolest thing in the world, even though obviously I'm just learning and it's not perfect. But it was pretty neat seeing their reaction. Okay, I got my little imprints for the heart leaves. Now I'm going to adjust my oxygen so it's skinnier and at a point, and I'm going to try to cut the glass. I think it's called fire cutting. Anyway, I want to heat up a very specific area. This is the part that I'm not the greatest at. As I do that, I'm not heating the clover itself, I'm heating just above it, and I'm trying to stretch it away from my rod. Get it nice and hot. You'll see me start to pull that away from the rod. It's just like taffy. Getting somewhere. All right, now, unfortunately, I got a lot left over on that side, and I need to flatten it down because this is a magnet. There's a couple different ways that you can do that. I'm not very good at any of them, so we're just going to heat it up and use the marver. Yikes, yikes. Can you see that? Popped right out of my tweezers. Move closer. Sometimes I will, at this point I'll make a little punty, which I'm just going to take another green rod, skinny rod, heat up the end of it, and attach it to the clover so I have some more workable space and my hand's not quite so close to the fire while I'm finishing the clover. Alright, I think I'm ready to attach. Yeah. Okay, so I picked up my clover and I'm going to heat that other side. It's much easier to do now that I don't have it in my tweezers and I have it on the punty. Swimming, swimming. I don't know why that song's stuck in my head. It's an old 4-H song. Maybe it's because of the clovers. I'm making clovers. 4-H. So I've got 4-H camp songs in my head. Well, I stuck my head in a little skunk's hole, and the little skunk said, well, bless my soul. Take it out. Take it out. Remove it. All right. Happy with that. Good. Got it nice and flat on the bottom. So I'm going to stick it in my vermiculite and let it cool down there. Get rid of the oxygen so I'm not eating up oxygen from my oxygen tank. And I'll set up for the next one. So when that comes out, I'll clean up the bottom and it'll look like this. I'll attach a magnet to it and somebody can stick it on their refrigerator and pretend like it's art. All right, that's how I make my 4-leaf clovers. Hope you had fun watching. Bye.